this is an exercise where I want you to introspect. I want you to introspect as I speak and tour your internal experiences with your thoughts, your emotions, your urges, your memories, your desires, your feelings, and so on. All of this which actually drives our lives. This is a mindful metaphor exercise for you to think that you are the driver of a bus full of people. Through this exercise, you will consider a life in which such experiences should not get in the way of you reaching your valued destinations, but instead sit in your minds as passengers in a bus. Now imagine life is like this journey and you are the driver of this bus, your bus. You want to go to places and do what's important for you. Now, over the course of your life, as you drive along, various passengers and people will board your bus. These people reflect your frequency, your thoughts, your feelings, your sanskaras, and all kinds of inner, outer states of being. Some of them you like, such as happy memories or positive, inspirational, and motivational thoughts. Some of you may be neutral to some of these thoughts. You don't feel anything extreme. And then there would also be passengers or people that you really wish never ever boarded your bus. The bad, the ugly, the scary, the nasty, the ungrateful, the stupid, the silly, the backbiter. Some of these passengers are very, very expressive, boisterous, and express their opinions loudly, aggressively, while other passengers may sit back quietly. Some passengers may even behave frighteningly by running to the front of the bus and yelling directions at you. They want to ghost drive your life. Do this, do that, take right, go slow, what is happening? Impatience or the effect of their words may insist that you hurry up. Fear may scream, turn here, don't go there. Self-sabotage may yell, turn around, the bus will fail. You can't go through these bumpy, upheaval roads. Can't you see them? Depression may convince you to pull over, stop driving for a while, and not do what you are doing. The mind may tell you, this is not the right way. There is a better route, but you don't know about it. Or you're too scared to take that route because the passengers may jump on you. You take all of this very seriously and stop the bus at times in life to struggle and fight with these voices around you. You may avoid them for some time. Try to avoid them for some time. Distract yourself. Throw them off the bus at times and just ask them to leave. But they are your inner states. So you actually can't get rid of them just by throwing them off the bus. However, while the bus is stopped, you are not moving in the direction that is important to you anymore. You may also try to make side deals with these passengers because they are now irritating you or frightening you, scaring you, blackmailing you. You'll give in and do whatever they tell you to do if they agree to keep quiet in the back of the bus, which is the back of your mind. This may feel a little more comfortable and easier than the fighting with them. But it means that your passengers are in control of the direction your bus is heading. They control the steering, even though you are holding it, so to speak. By fighting and struggling with all the passengers and giving in to them, you, the driver, are no more in control, dear, of your journey of life. And it's likely that the bus is not heading in that direction. Once again, to remind you, the direction which is important to you, the route which you have to take otherwise. Always remember that you are the driver. The steering has to be in your control, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And you can continue to drive the bus despite the difficult passengers you have on board. There will never ever be all easy passengers in the bus of your life. You can notice a passenger telling you that you are a bad driver, nasty driver, mean driver, totally not an understanding one. But you do not necessarily have to believe these words to be true. You have to believe who you really are. You don't need to stop the bus or change the direction in fear, in obligation, in suppression, under any kind of oppression. You can hear the passengers expressing their opinions loudly, aggressively, nicely, whatever. But you can allow these voices to remain in the background. Take what is important. Throw off the bus what is not important. And keep your focus constantly, your attention constantly on the road ahead and the preferred direction and way to your destination of life. To disallow anyone to ghost drive your life. To move away from things that you must do, need to do, have to do, to things you want to do. To realize that such passengers will come and go, but you solely are responsible for that steering in your hands and the maneuvering of the bus, the route of the bus, the destination of the bus of your life. It is not the voices behind you as your passengers that have to drive the bus, but how you react or respond to those voices which will drive the bus. As this exercise comes to a closure, throughout the exercise, when speaking of certain kind of passengers, you may have got visions of people, situations, circumstances that could have come to your mind's eye, certain emotions that could have risen, certain things that you made a note of in your mind's eye. I want you to remember them. I want you to remember who came with what label, with all the ghost drivers in your life, who applied to which incident, which emotion. And as you come out to write down your observations through your inner awareness, you will make a commitment that you shall disallow ghost driving of the bus of your life. You are solely responsible. You may have divinity to be your GPS and to guide you, but the driving is you and you alone who have to do it. And even when the GPS guides you and the bus stops, the dot on the GPS map will not move as you have halted. It can only move when you drive on, when you keep on. To know that the driving will always be in your hands, but to keep God as your GPS, to keep the divine force as the only voice in your conscience, in your heart, in your soul, in your awake mind, the soul's mind, the higher consciousness. You will be able to drive safely. Not necessarily that you won't have any bumps, but you will have a better grip, better knowledge, and better ways to avoid the consequences of that bump. You will know the right speed, the right directions. When you are anchored in that inner voice and disallow any other external voices to drive you in oppression and make you do things that you don't want to do. You will honor your emotions and use the power of no where need be, to draw emotional boundaries where need be, to know where to put a full stop, to know where and when to go ahead. With this commitment to your soul, to the God within and beyond, you will take 3 deep breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. At the count of 10, you will slowly open your eyes when I ask you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very slowly open your eyes and write down these questions, for which I want you to write answers later on and share them in the next session. But do these answers in the next 1 or 2 days, or immediately if you are up to it, whoever is up to it. But the faster you do, the fresher your awareness will be with the whole exercise. And all whatever is there, in all honesty, will come out and pour out into your answers. The first question: what are your thoughts on this metaphor of life? What does this exercise do to you? What are the thoughts? Question 2: name some of the most difficult passengers on your bus with their attributes. Write the name and attribute. So name: angry passenger, this one was. This one: hateful, ungrateful passenger, irritating passenger. Next question: how do you, as the bus driver, now this question is in 2 parts. How do you, as the bus driver, dealt with them typically earlier, and how would you deal with them now with your new awareness, with your new consciousness, with your new growth in life? What would be that ideal way that you would now typically deal with them? Last question: in the light and awareness of this exercise, with the bus of your life as a metaphor, what are the other helpful ways you feel in dealing with difficult passengers that get onto your bus? Think of some bizarre ones who were not on your bus till now, but who may come on. If they do, in the light and awareness of this metaphor as the bus of your life, what are the other helpful ways of dealing with difficult passengers on your bus? Think of some other bizarre ones who were not earlier there through the exercise but could possibly get on board. Or even if it is with the existing difficult ones who've been there, what are other different ways in which you feel will be helpful to deal with these difficult passengers?